We appreciate now Jim Perry. He's the chair of the Mississippi Council on Economic Education for joining us here in the Element Well studio. Hey, Jim, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Gerard, great to be with you.
So this is a new role for you. You are the chair of the Mississippi Council on Economic Education. Tell the folks exactly what the mission of this organization is.
Sure, and I'm the chair of the board, which is a volunteer position. There's people that know more about it that work on it every day, thank goodness. But the mission of our organization is to increase economic and financial literacy in Mississippi and support the K-12 teachers who are doing that every day. We give them training and resources. And also to really try to equip our students to have more chances of success and future prosperity. We do that first of all, we're not a government agency. This is a nonprofit organization. We exist through community support, donations.
Okay.
In Mississippi, we have for a number of years required, if you're going to graduate high school, you need to have a semester class in economics and a semester class in personal finance as a part of the career and college readiness program. Well, I love high school football, but I don't necessarily want the defensive coordinator teaching economics unless they happen to have an economics background.
Sure.
And so we want to make sure that these teachers who are really at a very formative age teaching high school students what economics is and personal finance, that they have the resources and the training necessary to do that in a good way. So we teach teachers how to teach. We give them the curriculum, everything they need for a semester class. We put them through a training program so that we test them when they start the program, the teachers that is, and then we test them when they end the program.
Okay.
See what they know. If they don't know it, they're not going to be able to teach it. And so we do that. Last year, in economics, we trained 67 teachers. Overall, we've trained about 1,000 in the program to date. That's a lot of teachers throughout the state. And we do with that same thing with personal finance. We've trained about almost 400 teachers in personal finance and about 400 teachers in entrepreneurship and career readiness, the same thing. We also work directly with students. We do things like the stock market game, where both every fall and every spring, last year almost 9,000 students participated in the stock market game. We don't, unfortunately for them, we don't actually give them $100,000, but we give $100,000 on paper and say, how are you going to do compared to the S&P 500 on a relative basis over that time period? And if your team performs better than everybody else, you can win scholarship money.
Wow.
We do statewide economics challenges and other personal finance challenges.
How do you pick the teachers, or do you pick the teachers? How are they determined who's going to participate in this program?
It's really a self-selection. So if say you want to go teach at Madison Central High School, you want to teach economics, you think, well, I need a little refresher course.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've run a big successful technology business. I've been doing talk radio for a bit. I need a little bit of economics remedial education. You can sign up, and if you do that, we're going to give you a stipend once you finish the class, and also once you finish your semester. You're going to get continuing education credit. We partner with the Department of Education on that. So if you go through our class, you're going to get multiple years of continuing education credit, which goes towards renewing your teacher's license.
Sure.
And you're also going to get all those resources to make life easier for you as you go through the semester class.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So are you seeing a lot of interest?
We have. I mean, like I said, we trained last year hundreds of teachers.
That's amazing.
And there's very few problems in our society, either for a family around a kitchen table or for society as a whole, if we had a more financially literate workforce.
Agree.
Like everything, good gets better and bad gets worse. In the case of personal finance, good gets better when you save money. That money is going to compound on itself if you invest it, or even if you just invest in a very safe asset like U.S. Treasuries. Bad gets worse with credit card debt. If you leave, I don't know about you, but when I went to college, the number of people who were banks that were knocking down my door on here, sign up for classes, and also while you're at it, sign up for a credit card. And you don't really realize that credit card is going to start charging you lots of interest. And if you leave college with student loan debt, there's millions of Americans, unfortunately, that have left college with massive amounts of student loan debt, and they have degrees that aren't really going to make it easy to pay off that student loan debt. Well, they've dug themselves in a hole, and bad gets worse in that situation.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make those decisions, every day we make decisions based on economics, and they may not realize it's based on economics, but it is. And you make decisions that are personal finance decisions. You may not realize that's what you're doing, but you are.
Makes sense.
If we give these students a base level of education when they're in high school, so that yes, they need to. When they go off into the world, they need to know history and English, and they need to know science, and they need to know these core competency things, so they can go off and get hopefully a higher education. Whether that higher education is at a university or at a community college or a trade school or apprenticeship program, what have you. But no matter what you do, you're going to have income hopefully, and you're going to have expenses, and you need to know how to balance that checkbook, and you need to know what insurance is and what type of insurance I need and what type of insurance I don't need, and how to go about buying a car and how to go about buying a house, or do I want to rent a house? All these things are daily decisions that for far too many people off in the workforce or when they're in the workforce, they're just not ready for it.
Yeah.
And the best way that I think that we can help is help those teachers know what they're doing when they're in the classroom to teach them so that these kids are ready when they go off to college and into the workforce.
So do you have sort of an orchestrated, coordinated curriculum?
We do. And people can go to MCEE.org, which is the Mississippi Council on Economic Education, and find out more about what we want to do. If you're a teacher, if your kids want to participate in the stock market game, we just need teachers to sponsor it at a program, and we'll give them a stipend if they want to sponsor that. And it's not too late to sign up for this fall's competition. Do the same thing for the spring, or if the teachers want to teach these classes, they can find out the information on the website and reach out to Selena or others, and we can help them get trained.
What kind of feedback, Jim, do you receive from the students?
Well, I tell you, we do this forum on American Enterprise every year, and it's coming up this year, October 23rd at the Jackson Convention Center. It's our annual fundraiser.
Yeah.
And it's really great at that event where we have a lot of the students who've gone through the programs, teachers who've gone through the training programs, but also students who have. And it makes you feel really hopeful and optimistic about future, because these kids get really excited about it. And we've had thousands of kids each year go through one of these programs, whether it's the economics challenge or the personal finance challenge or the stock market game, and and they also are in the classroom with teachers who aren't looking at this as a throwaway class just to check a box that makes sure kids can graduate, but they're really learning something, and it's really, really relevant. Some of the programs that have been the most exciting when we also do webinars for teachers, and some of the programs that have been the most exciting are like the economics of Taylor Swift's tour. Or how professional sports economics works, or in some cases doesn't work.
Yeah.
And these are the things that really touch our daily lives. And it's not just about kids being able to get in the workforce and have a better foundation to make their personal decisions. It's also how you understand the world around us. We absolutely are impacted these days about inflation, cost of goods, trade policies, these things that are affecting what people's daily expenditures are and what their income is and what a dollar is worth. To really understand, to be able to participate in the political process, to really understand policy, you got to have a basic foundational knowledge of what these things are.
Yeah.
And it's not just intuitive or obvious to everybody, and people may come to a different conclusion about what the right policies are, but you do need to understand what the terms even mean.
Sure.
And that's what a basic economics class can do.
Well, that's excellent. So do other states have programs like this? I know you said this is a totally private
It is a private organization. There's similar councils in not every state, but most states. In the case of one in Mississippi, it's been around for a couple of decades. It's evolved over time. In part, the evolution has occurred as we've added these requirements. We were the 7th state to require economics to graduate high school, and that was about 20 years ago. It was just a couple years ago that we added the personal finance, and that's as a part of the career and college readiness course. So the organization has evolved, and those requirements have evolved.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great job, and I think you're perfectly suited for this. You have a background in the financial world and still work within that world.
I do. I'm investment banking. I do infrastructure financings around the country, and I was an economics major in college at the University of Virginia. So,
so that's awesome.
It's just sort of I think it's an important thing, and I enjoy working with this group and the great work that Selena and her staff does.
Yeah, I know she's passionate about it. I'm in Rotary with her and talked to her a lot about it. So great job. Appreciate you coming in.
If people want to support the organization, come to our website, come to the event on October 23rd at the Convention Center. David McCrae is moderating a panel with economists from Wells Fargo and Cadence Bank and a PhD economist from a university. So awesome. David McCrae will do a good job moderating that panel.
Jim Perry, chair of the Mississippi Council on Economic Education, has been our guest. Appreciate it, Jim.
Thanks, Gerard. Appreciate it.
We're coming right back in the Element Wealth Studio.